So, Christel, it's been a year since we talked. Lots of big things that you hinted at are actually now available into the marketplace.
That is correct. Last year we talked a lot about the transition that we're going through as a company, the product transition that we were planning. We had a product that was approved and launched, but not ready for launch due to capacity issues. We have to change our entire production in order to get this product into the market. So big investments going on at the factory in Denmark, where we will, over a period of time now, introduce more and more part numbers into what we call our Better Brakes product transition. We have managed to start the first wave, you could call, of the transition product of our HS material, which is the front cinder material, where cinder pads are now available in the market with the little Better Brakes logo on them. They're available through Parts and Drag and also through Tucker. And we are shipping out those products now and enlarging the range month by month. As also capacity comes in, new production equipment is coming in. It's not the easiest thing in the world to have as many machines as we would like at this point, but it is a consistent transition.
And the materials themselves are actually greener and better. This is eliminating the brake dust and that, but also the metals themselves.
Yes, because in cinder brake pads for motorcycles, the main content of chemicals is copper and nickel. And copper and nickel are not very environmentally friendly chemicals. We all know that. And with the Better Brake laws that started in California and in Washington, we had motorcycles exempt at the time because we simply couldn't foresee that we could have a product that road safety-wise would be as good as the products we had today with containing nickel and copper. But at the same time, we started an R&D project inside SBS saying, okay, but what if? And actually found the solution and had that product approved last year. It's also R90, EC-R90 approved, which is a global United Nations regulation of brake products, and which is comparing to OE performances, and it's undergoing quite some extensive testing, and it's of course approved under that regulation. So we achieved a product performance that is increased compared to the product performance in aftermarket products today. So we have decreased brake lengths by 9 to 12% in the new material. We have increased the safety aspect of a brake pad by introducing mechanical bonding instead of soldering, gluing, other ways that friction manufacturers use for the bonding of the friction material. We use a system called NRS, New Cap Retention System, and that is a counterclock hook system where you press friction material onto the hooks so that the bond becomes indestructible and there is zero risk of delamination. We have, as the first company, introduced that into the motorcycle world. We did that in 2001 for all our racing products and organic products, but now taking it into our cinder platforms. So I think there is we can manage to ship this into the market at the same cost. So there's no real, so how expensive is it? Yeah, it's green, wah. But really, we can do this at the same cost.
Same price, works better. There's really nothing not to like. At the same time, we do help water reservoirs not being contaminated with copper and nickel. And it's not necessarily your standard materials, but it could be in your packaging. It's so pervasive.
Yes.
How do you as a company address PFAS?
Yes, we are looking into right now, of course, the packaging issue, and we are changing our packaging lines within the next 12 to 18 months, and PFAS is, of course, going to be a big part of this discussion.
Maine just passed their PFAS legislation, so it's going to happen across the board. And it is, the packaging can contaminate whatever good. So you may have no problem at all with what's inside that package, but because it came in,
but the packaging itself,
your product now has to be labeled, or it can't be sold, or who knows what the restrictions are going to be, but it's not going to be good for any of us.
No, and this is not even just our industry, it's everyone. So I think we also have to find solutions. We're used to finding solutions to these types of problems. So of course we have to work to find. The thing is, you can't change things like that overnight. You cannot change a packaging line fully automated in 2 days.
Yeah.
Nobody can do that. But of course we have to find solutions to real life problems. Yeah. And I remember one journalist asking me, if you can't, why didn't you do it before? And that's like just a super good question.
Yeah.
And I'm like, honestly, I don't even have the good answer to that because it was just not what we did. And I know there's this, it was another time, but it kind of just was. So, but when we found out we could do better, then we also have a duty to invest in it and do better. So I think that's the way we're all going now, and we have to go in that direction, whether we think it's relevant or not. We have to do better when we can.